They were horrible at first, but now they're pretty good.
We're getting there. Yeah.
We're getting there.
They weren't
We're
horrible.
getting there.
Sorry.
No, we were horrible.
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Guys, I love this show. I was a huge fan of the books when they first came out, and you guys play these characters amazingly. Obviously, all three of you play hockey players, and I have to ask you what the training was like to get on the ice. Did any of you have experience like ice skating or playing hockey before this?
I grew up in Toronto, Canada, and I played hockey my whole life since I was 6 years old. So this has been awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
This is great. I get to act at
Bit of a
with
head
hockey
start.
with a bunch of
Yeah.
cool dudes. And yeah, we did like a 2 week boot camp before, and we did another one recently. So, and when we're going into another one, I think.
After when we go back,
So
Yeah.
they were horrible at first, but now they're pretty good.
we're getting there. Yeah.
We're getting there.
They weren't
We're
horrible.
getting there.
Sorry.
No, we were horrible.
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible. He wants to be nice.
Very
You
little.
all look great in
experience.
the show, so that's what matters.
Shout out, I can never pronounce his last name. Dave Tomlinson.
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 Yeah, we
Yeah.
got trained by this Vancouver Canuck Hall of
He was
Famer,
amazing.
Dave Tomlinson. Jeez, I'm so
Okay.
sorry, Dave. Shout out, Dave.
Dave, you're a beauty.
Shout out to Dave. Thank you
Shout
for
out
all
to
your
Dave.
hard work. Obviously in a show like this, there are a lot of shirtless scenes. And I know for actors that's can be very daunting and prepping for that. Was it nerve-wracking for you guys to know that like, okay, I'm gonna have to work out like crazy leading up to some of these shoots? Or was it like, okay, I can't wait to do this?
I've always kind of stayed active like my whole life because I've always played sports. So I've always been it's been a real part of my routine to stay active. Those days are kind of, especially like Dean for some reason always needs to have his shirt off quite a bit. So there's some days you're a little hungry for sure. Yeah. But yeah, the makeup team does a great job giving us all a six pack. What do you say, guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't know about the shading and color.
I didn't know any about that stuff.
We're like on the day, you like
Yeah.
have all these markings on you, and then you see it on camera, and you're like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
I look like that." Nah.
Okay, I love that. Stephen, I want to ask you a little bit about Dean because obviously when I was going into the season for the first time, I had no idea that they were going to be sort of like mixing the stories together a little bit. What was it like for you finding out that you would be exploring Dean's character a little bit more in this season that's sort of mainly dedicated to Garrett and Hannah?
I was so excited to do that part because we're like, I guess a B plot line, you'd call it, I'd say. So when we had our episode, it was nice it's cool because you get, of course, everybody together, you get Hannah and Garrett, and then it kind of goes to like Dean and Allie, and it kind of breakaways. Isn't that the name of the episode?
The breakaway.
The breakaway.
Oh, yeah.
Genius.
Dude, good job.
Wow.
Thank you. And just to kind of separate from that and get a completely different scenario from Hannah and Garrett, it's a nice little like breather for a second to kind of jump into something different. So yeah, it was just really, really cool to do that.
And can you tease anything about him and Hunter's relationship in this series? Because obviously the way season 1 ends, I was like, oh, okay, I did not expect this twist. Can you talk about any of that sort of relationship, or if you know anything at this point?
I think we had something, we kind of had something to begin with something to do with Dean's sister. But I don't know exactly what we're going to be going with later on, but that was kind of where some sort of thing happened in the past, and we kind of moved from that. But I don't know too much. We're still waiting on some
Yeah.
some scripts.
Excited to hear that.
Well, I heard the scripts already from Louisa, so probably
Oh,
yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, doing some reading after this, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Antonio, Logan in the books is very much has this like crush on Hannah, which I think we see glimmers of in this season. Is that something that you're interested in leaning more into and having this sort of like unrequited love for this poor guy?
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I mean he yearns quite a bit. I mean he almost doesn't hide it enough in the season. But yeah, like that is a big part of his arc of kind of getting over that is something that he's struggling with in his love story later on. So, obviously there's going to be some more of like coming to terms with, okay, this is not okay. And also like, what do you actually want? And then let's let's actually find some real love here, So I'm excited for that at some point.
I'm looking forward to a storyline with Grace. I
Yeah.
just reread that book the other day, and I was like, okay, this is going to be good.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Thank you.
And Jalen, obviously, I really wish we got more into Tucker's story this season because I feel like he's like there's so much time until his storyline, and I'm guessing there's going to be a little bit more mixing and matching. But I'm curious, what are you looking forward to exploring the most moving into season 2? Because obviously we get a little bit of his like family dynamic in season 1, but like it's just like a touch of it.
Yeah, so many things. I think just the time that Tucker has to find himself and to find what he likes and to find, of course, his position within the hockey team, growing up as a young man and just becoming the guy that is in his book. I'm really looking forward to exploring just, you know, I'd say his fun side, seeing him let loose and becoming a family man, and living that college life, and then where when you get to his book and how is that switch up is going to be a very lovely thing because the audience would have grown with him and known where he's coming from in a sense. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
So what would you say is harder for you, to learn all of this hockey and have to be on the ice all the time, or playing in the pit and having to deal with the intensity of that shoot, which I know is pretty intense from getting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like, of course, hockey is a very physically demanding sport. Stuff on the pit is very like mentally, medical dialogue, the chaos, the anxiety of it all, and long days, a bunch of people on set. I wouldn't say one was harder than the other. These guys made hockey very, very easy. It became more of a fun thing. But at the end of the day, I was more exhausted on this show physically than I was doing the pit, which is crazy. But yeah, they both have very things that were easy, things that were difficult. But it's very nice as an actor to have something tangible for each role where you're like, I have to learn this and I have to learn that. So it's like, it was cool separation of the two. It's like, I go here to do medical, I go here to play hockey with the boys, and take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a song or like a playlist that you guys had for your characters to sort of get into the mode of playing your character?
You did.
I did, yeah. Oh, well. I had a whole playlist of songs that kind of really just gave me that confidence as soon as I walked out of the makeup chair. But the one at the top of my head would be "Girls, Girls, Girls" by Motley Crue. Yeah, that would be it.
That just makes so much sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like an anthem for him.
What was yours?
I've been listening to, at least getting me prepped for season 2. I didn't necessarily have one that was like for season 1, but in season 2, as I've been just kind of like prepping and working out and just being in my zone, in the headphones, I'm listening to like "Surrender" by Cheap Trick. I just feel like that's kind of like, I'd be listening to that in the auto shop while I'm working and shit. Like, that feels like Logan's.
I wasn't familiar with your game, bro.
Yeah, nice. That's kind of where he's at.
Also, "Pour Some Sugar on Me," Def Leppard. Another one too.
Dean would pour
I'm just glad you didn't say the Top Gun soundtrack.
Sugar on me.
That's funny. Of course, Save a Horse. For me, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Amazing performance, by the way.
Thank you so
really
much.
Good performance. Let's say that
means a lot coming from you.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I can't wait to see what you guys have planned for season 2. So congratulations on season 1.
Thank you very
much.
much.
So much. Appreciate it.